It's been a long day. Better stop to rest soon.
О, Минтара села на трон. Ё-моё, что происходит? Нормально ты уселась, конечно, подруга.
I will never tire of sitting on dead men's thrones.
Из нас отличная команда. Тебе идет, Кетерик был беспрецом.
Power always
Одобряет.
has. But I shall not get too comfortable here. We must be free if we are to rule. And to be free, we must destroy this cult. And Ketheric's co-conspirators along with it. I know one of them, all too well. Baal's bloodletter, Orin. To think, I thought her to be speaking for the absolute. I worshipped that woman.
Старый зазнаба. Давай я
You make it
прикончу.
sound so simple. She is the chosen of Baal, Lord of Murder, and one of the cult's founders. Indeed, she is the one who indoctrinated me with the Absolute's lies.
Что ты можешь рассказать о боли? Помнишь, как было внушение?
When I first visited Moonrise, I stood before the Absolute in awe. It was more of an idea than an entity. Pure love, total power. Orin was by my side. She told me that God had chosen me to be a true soul, blessed and adored. Now I know that those memories are lies. There was no God. Orin held me down in a cocoon of flesh, while a mind flayer forced a parasite into my brain. And she laughed at my fear. I will find her. I will murder her. And I will smile.
Мы станем героями, когда она умрет, понадобится
It is as if you
руководство.
read my mind.
Одобряет. Одобряет.
Perhaps you did. In killing Ketheric, we fractured the cult's leadership. When we break the other chosen and claim their netherstones, we can take control.
Не с тобой.
I expected you would be.
Да.
But know this. What I propose is nigh on impossible. But if anyone can succeed, it is us. We have the prism, and we have the courage to slay gods. We may fail, but we must try. The power of the enslaved elder brain could reshape the world. We could reshape the world. And then we will need no gods. We will be their equal. We will be absolute. We have a purpose and a bond. By my oath, I will fight with you while that purpose holds. There is yet one thing about you that troubles me, though. Something I need you to explain. When we killed the tieflings at the Grove, I was not in control of my actions. You do not have that excuse. So I ask you, why? Why kill
Надо
them?
как-то отмазываться, чтобы впечатлить тебя. чтобы впечатлить тебя.
I'm flattered. Will you be bringing dead rats and birds to my tent now that we share a camp? I jest, but it is as good a reason as any. I have done much more foolish things to win the respect of far inferior people. I am satisfied. Now, I am ready to leave this damned place whenever you give the word. The city awaits.
Так, ну шо, шикарно. Такие все трупы, когда за добро играешь, тут ой. Да кто такой? Это Гейл, наверное, там отъехал. Или Лайзель. А, Лайзель отъехала, я ее не леснул. Че она валяется тут трупачком теперь, бля. Ну ладно.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
You wish to consult me?
Я рада, что Кетерик
I
мертв.
take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketterik was a great leader. Of course. He ruled Moonrise for centuries. That in itself deserves respect. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, I sympathize.
Ты бываешь мягкосердечный.
It is a sharp mind that feels sympathy for one who suffers unnecessarily, not a soft heart. I saw strength in Ketterik that had been diluted by pain, but I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust.
Когда ты впервые
A true soul
столкнулась с
came to my
сектой,
city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. I would have picked prettier corpses if my intentions had been aesthetic. This was a warning against heresy. I was not content with the warning, though. I intended to wage war on their insolent god and the rest of its followers, even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls. Their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. Yes. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers.
Ты объявила войну?
No. I was prepared for combat, but I intended to strike subtly. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketterik expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery.
Гордыня может быть величайшей слабостью. Он оказал тебе прием, который ты
Perhaps I
заслуживал.
deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketterik proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Mensa Baranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
Что ты
Few
переживала?
things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketterik held me still. His hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketterik nodded his permission, and I was taken below.
Ну, жесть вообще.
You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself.
Никто не заслуживает этого.
I deserved it. I was passive, weak, proud. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.